Out with Jason Salas.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the portion of the program where we talk about all things about the Guamanian athlete. This is Time Out, and tonight we are talking for the second time here on our show about Kyokushin Karate. And Tony Rodriguez is joining me right now. He is the owner and the president of the Guam Kyokushin Karate Association. Tony, half a day.
Half a day.
All right. So you had the grand opening for the gym down in Hagåtña.
Yeah, the Hagåtña Dojo.
Yeah.
So we did a grand opening for the second. We've had two dojos on Guam. The Jigo Dojo, which opened last year, and then we reopened the Hagåtña location in February.
Yeah, we talked to Chris Biolchino, who runs the Jigo gym. So you guys are affiliated. You've got about 85 students at your gym.
Yes, 85, and that's from previous years of having the Hagåtña location. So moving to a new location, we basically just transitioned over the other students. But yes, Jigo and Hagåtña are under the Guam Kyokushin Karate Association, which is basically the umbrella organization for both dojos. Although separate, so you can look at it like two separate commercial spaces, but one organization.
Now, Chris did a really good job of breaking down exactly what Kyokushin Karate is, but in your words and in your own description, how does Kyokushin Karate maybe differ from what other people might see as, like jiu-jitsu or kung fu or?
First and foremost, I think my description would be a way of life. It's mainly meant for students or people that would like to understand more of the martial arts aspect of karate, because karate is very dynamic. There are different forms of karate, but what sets Kyokushin apart really is in my opinion again, is the contact, because of just the nature of Kyokushin fighting. However, the mental, spiritual aspect part of it is really what, for me especially, keeps me going, and that's what I like to promote for people. It's a way of life. I don't call it a hobby. I don't call it a pastime. It's a way of life that you really just dedicate yourself to.
Now, that's one thing that we've learned, and Chris was also echoing that when we interviewed him a couple months ago. It's, most people see it and they're like, wow, this is a really aggressive form of karate. That there are some, when you do training or testing, there are perhaps weapons that are used, and like you said, I mean, the contact is very aggressive, and that's obvious. But the philosophy behind it is also sound. So what is that philosophy?
The philosophy, basically, and the founder Masatsu Yama believed that the true spirit of a karateka comes from actual application, real life application, and so in other words, testing the body to see how far the spirit can go, and to me it's too much to try to explain in one sitting, but if you were to put it in a nutshell, and if I were to try to abbreviate it, it would be pushing the human body to do superhuman feats, and that does require a level of philosophy and focus. And
also a lot of discipline for a very long period of time.
A very long period of time. I mean, since, so I've been training over 22 years, so it's a hard life, but, I think it's, when you see the fruits in your own life, personally, you start to, those things Kyokushin has attributed to. So,
what kind of sacrifices do you have to make in your own life, to embrace that kind of philosophy?
Mostly time.
Okay.
Time away from the family to focus on this, I guess, this journey, if I have to call it that, because from white belt to to say blue belt or even yellow belt, you're still kind of opening your eyes to what you're capable of as a student. But the long haul is really, once you've committed that your time, I mean, that's really the only thing that you really give up is time away from maybe doing leisure things. For some people it's going out or going to the beach or just staying at home relaxing and doing nothing. It's that time that you feel you have to put in, and that's again speaking from my personal experience in it.
Now you've got so many students that are studying under you downtown. Are there a lot of athletes that are doing cross training? Chris was saying, we actually get a lot of baseball players and football going, MMA guys who
soccer. Actually, not MMA folks, because we try to keep our organization strictly Kyokushin, and that's because of our affiliation with Humbu in Japan. So it's not that we're segregating or we're saying we don't want them. It's just that's how serious we take the organization, and that's how we kind of. We're going to grow that way. But yes, we have soccer players, basketball players, baseball players, all walks of life, really.
And of course, because it is philosophical, there's no such thing as reruns or off season or anything like that. You embrace this kind of lifestyle.
Exactly.
That's 365, right?
Exactly. And I mean, of course, you have the tournament season. Maybe you train more so, but I guess your regular schedule would be whatever it is, 3 days a week, 2 times a week, 4 times a week. But yeah. So and the great thing about it is that especially with our facility, we have 5 days of training. So it's whenever people have time to do it, you know, and what I found is the excuse why not to train is, oh, time. Well, that's no longer an issue. We have 5 days of training, so we want to do that to promote the participation, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I think if you look at Kyokushin as a whole, I think we're doing something positive with a vehicle that is it's as old as maybe 1,000 years, you know. In speaking of karate, and Guam Kyokushin has I guess we've had the longevity because our affiliation with Japan is so direct, and we're just a little younger than the official organization in Japan. So not a lot of people know that fact.
Now, would you recommend when people start to get into Kyokushin, should they be a little bit older because like their minds are a little bit more developed, or should they be very, very young because then they're fresh and they're more amenable to like?
Depending on the person, I think the age would probably be a factor, but honestly, I think it's for everybody at any given time. You know?
Okay.
Of course, if you're talking about ability, of course, the younger you are, the better. But you know, you can be 65, and as a matter of fact, on one of my black belt testings, there was a 60 plus couple that tested for their black belt. So.
Okay, so how can people check you out, and like if they just want to go down there?
If they want to go down, we are located in the same area as the Guam Legislature, right across that Terlahi Professional Building. It's a 2-story complex, but you can't miss the sign. It's Haganya Dojo. You can also look up our website is currently up, haganyadojo.com, and they can get some information there, or you know, just swing by and just say hello.
All right. Well, Tony, thanks for what you do for the community. It's really good.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Great. Well, great way to prepare athletes and get them very mentally prepared. And,
Thank you.
Philosophically. Thank you.
Okay, great.
All right, and stay tuned because we will be back more Weekend Edition when we return.
Timeout with Jason Salas.